Now, to something entirely different, cruise ships. Stocks were amongst the best performers on the S&P 500 last year. Royal Caribbean up 162%. The first trading days of the year, though, have been less bright. The share's down some 4% since the start of January. What is the outlook, though, for the cruise industry? Demand is back. Let's look ahead to 2024. And to discuss, we're joined now by Ben Bouldin, who is Vice President of Europe, Middle East and Africa of Royal Caribbean International. Welcome to the programme.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Last year's stock rally is part of the post-pandemic recovery for the industry. Have we reached peak cruise, though?
No, I don't believe we have. I think our penetration is still incredibly small in terms of our percentage of the overall holiday market. And more consumers every day are realizing what the fantastic value is in a cruise holiday. So I think we have a long run road ahead of us.
Talk to us about what you're seeing in terms of consumer demand. The resilience of the US consumer has been a big part of the global economic story of the past year as well. But there are fears about how consumers in Europe are going to be facing into this year. You know, the cost of inflation, although it's slowing down, still biting in people's pockets. What's your outlook in terms of bookings?
So the outlook for bookings is incredibly positive. This year already, we've had one of our biggest booking weeks ever. And of course, we're only just a couple of weeks into our new year. So the demand in the US, as you point out, continues to be incredibly strong. And we are seeing strong demand from across the region as well here. So it's very encouraging at the moment. And it certainly looks like, despite the cost of living pressures that people may be facing here, they are still protecting that spend on holidays.
How much, though, has inflation affected your business? I mean, how much power do you have to raise prices? Do you still have that ability, and are you for this year?
Yes, we are, and we have been doing so consistently since we returned from the pandemic. So we have been able to offset the increases that we've faced since coming back. But of course, the inflationary pressure is diminishing as time goes on now. So we're in a really encouraging place.
Is the nature of travel changing after the pandemic? Many people online have been following your 9-month-long cruise with interest.
Certainly social media is playing more of a role, I think, in terms of inspiring people's holiday choices. I think we're seeing that all the time. And certainly I think during the pandemic, people really realized how much they miss spending quality time with family and friends. And of course, holidays is one of the exceptional ways of doing that. And Royal Caribbean is famed for that. I mean, we are launching today Icon of the Seas Arrives in Miami, which is our latest new ship. It's a new class of ship. And that ship is a first of its kind combination of every holiday, where every member of the group or travelling party can enjoy their version of their ultimate vacation. So it really is a game changer for us, and I think it bodes extremely well for the future.
The industry is particularly concerned about costs. I mean, the industry was so hard hit after the pandemic, and as you say, had this kind of bumper year last year. But now the main issue is about keeping costs under control. Is that your top priority? I mean, things like onboard services, food, fleet maintenance, all those costs are under pressure in the coming quarters.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, cost was one of the major focuses, as you can imagine, having not sailed essentially the fleet for nearly 18 months during the pandemic. And it was far longer than that in terms of our total global fleet. So managing our costs carefully was always and has always been one of our core objectives. I think what we've been able to offset that cost management with, though, is driving and generating exceptional demand for our cruise holidays. And that's really helped, obviously.
How are you responding to steps being taken by European cities like Barcelona or Palma and Mallorca to limit cruise ship arrivals? Are you engaging with city authorities on that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a robust team that spends their entire time and focus really in conversation with key destinations that we're going to. Without the destinations we sail to, we don't have a business. So it's absolutely at the forefront of what we try and do, is make sure that we add constructively, economically, sensitively to the agendas of all the destinations that we go to, and we work very hard at that.
Is there a risk, though, that in Europe some of those could be in danger in the next 12 months? I mean, Barcelona is the busiest cruise port in Europe, Rome, Marseille and others, but a number of them, have been quite concerned about over-tourism and about pollution and indeed adding taxes to cruise ships. Is that an issue for the next 12 months?
Not a significant issue for the next 12 months. I mean, certainly for Royal Caribbean, we have one ship based in Barcelona through the summer. That's one of our marquee programs, and we have a very good dialogue with the authorities in Barcelona. So we're confident that our program will continue unaffected this year.
What are you doing to address environmental concerns around the cruise industry? The NGO Transport and Environment says that 218 cruise ships operating in Europe last year emitted more than 4 times more sulfur oxides than all of the cars on the continent. That's a pretty startling figure for anyone considering taking one of your cruises.
For sure, there are significant steps that the industry is taking. The launch of Icon today for us as a group is a very significant step forward. It's our most sustainable ship to date. It's powered by LNG, liquid natural gas, and the first cruise ship to convert waste to energy on board. So it's a step in the right direction. I'm not going to tell you that we've solved all the challenges of being carbon neutral by 2050, but I can tell you now that through testing of different biofuels, fuel cell technology, various emissions reduction schemes, there are lots and lots of things going on, and it really is at the forefront of our businesses' minds and focus. We know that we have some clear goals and steps to get to, and we're very confident we'll achieve that.
Ben, just briefly, want to end on a positive note. If you were to take a cruise, tell me the best thing about this new record-breaking size ship that you're launching.
So this ship is the culmination of everything Royal Caribbean's done exceptionally well for 50 years. It includes all of our signature experiences and so many new ones. I don't think anybody really will understand what is on a Royal Caribbean ship until they have truly experienced it. Be that there's over 40 different dining and nightlife venues. There are more than 7 pools, so there is a different pool for every day of the week. We have incredible entertainment zones. We have ice rinks. We have a new aquadome, which is a tranquil oasis by day and a vibrant hotspot of activity at night with incredible and sensational shows with a backdrop of a 55-foot tall water tower. We have things on board our ships that people would not even believe. And it genuinely is, it's a vehicle and a mechanic for you to ensure that your family or traveling party, everybody has the most incredible time and makes the most incredible memories. And I think the more and more people that come with Royal Caribbean, the more and more people they're bringing along with them. And that is really what's driving the significant demand we're seeing today.
Okay, so the multi-generational appeal then of the holiday, Ben. Thank you so much for being with us and talking about the business model and the ship. Ben Bouldin is Vice President for Europe, Middle East and Africa at Royal Caribbean International.